Okay, we are live. I don't know if anyone bothered to show up, but I'm here chit-chatting with Harrow, aka Z and Cipher. Not to be not to
Hello.
not to be confused with the Phase Connect Cipher, which is what I did because I am a retard.
Okay, I guess to be fair, that's was to be expected.
I don't know what's the odds of two people in the VTuber sphere having the same handle.
Do you really want an answer?
No, because it will probably depress me.
Okay, good. I mean, to be fair, I didn't even like when I made the name. That was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't even remember. No, it was 2 years ago. I was just like looking up names of or synonyms of nobody, and I guess cipher came up or a zero. Synonyms of zero, and then cipher came. It's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take that.
Oh well, at least you didn't. At least you named yourself over the original concept and not after the Gravity Falls character.
There's a Gravity Falls character named Cipher.
Bill Cipher, the he's the floating yellow triangle character from
Oh
Gravity Falls.
God, no! Isn't that like one of those Tumblr sexy man things?
I am aware that there's porn of him, and I'd rather not think about it.
There's porn? What the fuck?
Dude, dude. Rule 34. If it exists, there's porn of it. Let's not dwell on it. Okay, before we get too far,
I
since
exist.
before we get too far, since Sigma is in chat, Sigma, how is my audio and how is Cypher's audio? How are our audios? I can't talk because, like, like Discord audio, which is what I'm listening to and recording and shit. Like, I sound fine, you sound fine, but that never translates to does it sound fine for stream, which is infuriating to no end.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I clicked on the stream.
Okay. Audio's fine. Good. All right. Good enough for me. So, okay. So Harrow, aka Cipher, what main handle do you want to be known as? Because I have that conflated in my head now. Harrow and Cipher.
I go with I guess for the stream I'd just go with Harrow, but I mean in general I prefer Cipher, but
Uh,
I
it,
it
it,
doesn't matter in the end. Just
I don't know because like your main handle for like the forum and the server is like Harrow, and that's what people would recognize you at. That's why I build you as Harrow.
yeah, well, you know, it doesn't really matter to me. I guess if you like want people to know who you're talking to, Harrow is better. But
Yeah, yeah, and also I don't want to have the mistake of what I did, and just people is like, oh, he's talking with that cipher. It's like, no, I'm not. Okay, so maybe cipher needs to be a smidge higher. I bumped him up like 30%, so sounds fine to me. But you get the last say there, Sigma.
oh shit, I just realized maybe I should grab that one thingamabobber.
The
I don't know what it's called.
the pop filter.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Can you hear my plosions?
Honestly, I have no ear for audio. I can't tell the difference of anything. That's why I need to poll chat all the time.
Oh yeah, no. Does like the mic peak when I hit my P's and B's?
I don't know. You've been consistently in the yellow as far as OBS is concerned, so fine for me.
Okay, well, you know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna bother looking for it. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, fuck it.
Because I did have like a stream that I did a few months ago, and I didn't use my pop filter, and the difference between having it on and having it off was enormous. I was
Well,
annoying as fuck without it.
yeah. Hey Uber, looks like you made it over here too.
Oh wow, there's a turn up. That's great.
Well, it's less that people. I'm okay. It was less that I was worried that people would show up on Odyssey because people are on Odyssey watch Josh, and Josh is streaming right now. That was kind of my main hiccup for streaming at this time.
I mean, shit, we could have just done it later if that was a
Well,
problem.
well,
But
no, okay. Well, no. Here's the catch. I don't watch Josh, so I don't care.
oh,
The only toes I don't want to step on is that Kershey is on in a couple of hours, and that's kind of our, chatting max, unless we want to go overtime, which I don't care because I'm also recording her. So, but that's kind of like the soft, okay, do we want to wrap it up kind of thing, like before 3.
before 3. Oh wait, what time is it there?
Okay, I am in Eastern right now, so it's like 7 past 1. How about you? Actually, no, wait, don't tell me because, that's Dockland.
I mean, I don't really care, but sure, why not?
Yeah. And there's a certain level of personal information I don't give a shit about and stuff, but I do have to remind myself that doesn't translate over to other people.
I mean, I'm probably worse than you. Definitely worse than you.
Yeah.
I tend to give away a lot of personal info without really thinking about it. And then lately, I've been trying to fix that, but that's just not happening.
Well, truth be told, it's just a matter of building up good habits and killing off the bad habits. It's always going to be a bit of a struggle. Doesn't matter what kind of task you're looking at. In this case, internet security.
Oh man, tell me about it. Fuck. I want to do so many things, and I'm just like, I want to improve, but there's like, fuck that. That's too much work.
I don't know. I've always had the my mantra has always been baby steps, one little thing at a time. Don't make an insurmountable hill. Just deal with the actual molehill in front of you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't do that. I just imagine the mountain, and I'm like, fuck that.
Eh,
But well, actually, yours is probably like the only right way to think of it because that's just like it has ruined me for the past maybe 2 years now.
what like
Just
just
being,
what like just general stress or anxiety kind of stuff?
yeah, pretty much just like imagining things as like, or just imagining the finished task and seeing like you said, a mountain when I only have a molehill right now, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Mm.
It's everybody has their own brain worms. The only question is said brain worms disabilitating? That's usually the crux of it. Is it impacting your life? Yes or no?
Well, in my case, definitely yes, and I'm just too lazy to fix it.
I don't know. Laziness is its own thing. Like I'm a lazy son of a bitch and stuff, but I do acknowledge it, at a certain point you have to get off your ass and actually do something.
Yeah, I'm kind of like oh, it's turning into an emergency. Let's work on it now kind of guy.
Yeah, to
That's
each
kind
their
of
own.
how, yeah, because I mean, let's see. Well, I had a place of my own a couple of months back, and uh, I mean, that didn't end well, and I didn't really bother trying to fix it because by the time I realized that it was an emergency, I was like, "Oh man, I have to get like $3,000 in less than a month," and yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of getting to that point right now. I gotta shoot out resumes before the next fiscal quarter when budgets are out, or else I'm gonna be totally fucked next year.
Ugh, being an adult is hard, especially when you're not like, I guess, trained for it. Because I certainly wasn't.
Uh, I know. I'm trying to do what I do and stuff, but again, right now the only person I answer to is myself, and I'm lazy. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Because I did work at Walmart, and I was supposed to. I had like three different managers that I worked with, and only one of them I really listened to, and it was probably the wrong manager to listen to because they were very, I guess, uncaring. I don't know. I usually freeloaded most of the time.
Yeah, just going through my mental Rolodex, even though I technically only ever had one supervisor and stuff, I tended to answer to like 3 or 4 people. I'm like, why do we have you guys here? Why do I have 5 bosses?
That shit is annoying.
Oh
I
god.
had
Yeah.
there was one guy that really pissed me off because he was like such a stickler for the rules. And I swear to you, every single time he showed up in front of me, he was always gonna like he always talked shit. Like you shouldn't be doing this, or take out your headphone, or take out your earphones. It's just like, bitch, this is how I work, and this is how I've been working. Why are you getting on my ass about it now? Although I guess to be fair, I never really, did a good job apparently.
I can't really comment. I only ever had really one retail job, and that was one retail job too many for the way I roll.
It's just there's really not many options for me around here. Anyways, it's either retail or fucking fast food, and I don't want to fuck with McDonald's.
I don't know. Is like entry level positions like the entirety of your resume at this point?
Yeah,
Ah, shit.
well, if you, I don't know if it's even on there, but on my resume, I guess there is one particular job that I had that I'm not very proud of for one reason. And it's because I lost it within a day.
Well, you could probably leave it on your resume. Just don't put the contact information.
I, yeah, no, I'm definitely not doing that. Okay, have you seen what it's like trying to like package things at like I don't know FedEx or what is it UPS? I think
I am aware of the concept. Yes, go on.
it's a fucking nightmare trying to get those shits off the trucks. Like there was a I got I got hit in the head by something and that fucked me up and I still had to keep going like nothing happened. I was like, I probably got a fucking concussion from that, and then I had to keep working on it, or I had to keep working anyways, and I had to work super fast. Like it was for me because I lived a very sedentary lifestyle before that for about a year.
Yeah.
I was very lazy, and I went from that to immediately having a job where I had to like uh, bend over, pick shit up, or like lift up 50-pound tires and throw it on a rack. That was a nightmare. And it's one that I remember every single day of my life when I think to myself, life sucks. And then I remember that day, I'm like, okay, maybe it's not so bad.
I don't know. I've done a lot of shit work over the years, and I've gotten injured on jobs over the years and stuff. And it's just like, shit happens. Move on.
I wish I had that mindset. I was so done the entire time. And by the time I was done, it was only like a 4-hour job. By the time I was done, I was my entire body. I couldn't move it. Shit for 2 days after that. and then I just lost the job because I never went back.
Actually, Sigma brings up a point. Have you thought about going to tech support? Because literally, that's just inbound. If tech support is just inbound calls, you're not like cold calling people to sell them shit and stuff. Have you ever thought of that?
Maybe I have not thought about it, but I mean, it could probably do it. I'm just a very, I guess, blunt person.
Uh,
Like if they tell me a problem, I'm gonna just be like, okay, uh, I'm not like gonna act all kind or some shit. That happened at Walmart so many times where like I had to act like a nice, kind worker, and like I was like, no. One guy I remember was like, "Hey, can you get the keys?" I was like, "I gotta go get someone." It's like, "Okay, well, I somebody already said that before," and I just shrugged it and walked away. I remember that. That's just the kind of person that I am. I don't think I could really change.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel kind of spoiled sometimes because I'm a sociopath, so I can act and lie through my teeth to deal with people and stuff. And that's kind of the only thing that's kept me out of jail right now. Is just I tell people what they want to hear, and I know the magic words to get what I want.
Okay, I can do that, but like, there are just times where I just don't give a shit.
Well, you can not give a shit, but you can't show that. That's the trick. You can't show that. You can't let them know you don't give a shit.
I mean, I could certainly improve upon it. But yes, I do. I am no different from you in that regard. It's just I need to work on my uh, hiding it behind a mask.
I don't know. It's not even like you have to like break your own personal convictions kind of thing stuff. It's just dealing with people is it's dealing with people is its own thing.
I mean, yeah, and like I, well, I mean, I just haven't really interacted with people very much to really improve upon that, especially not over the last 2 years.
I don't know if the current circle you're running with right now is a really good metric to base any progress on or anything to exercise on.
I mean, I do have another. Well, I have like two other circles that I am in. One of them is a Discord kind of thing only, and then the other one is like my actual IRL friends, but haven't really talked to them recently.
Yeah, same.
I I do occasionally go out to a bar and I'll talk to people there, but I don't know if I'm like doing a good job or not because I'm kind of fucked up, you know.
Understandable.
Oh, what the fuck? Hold up, I just got a message. My sister.
I don't know. You can message her. Just don't don't talk while you type.
But she's asking me to get my meds. Oh my god. Can you even mention like kind of medications I'm on? Why that dogs me in somehow? I don't even know.
Well, I remember in Proctor's Discord the other day, everyone was sharing their med history. So I was just like, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose I feel comfortable that I'm doing it if everyone else can. Uh, I get Gabs, gabapentin, and I
I
don't take
I
them.
I don't know meds, so I'm assuming that's one of the brain meds.
Kinda. It's like in my case, it's for restless leg because I have like a restless leg. It's like always, I guess, bouncing. And yeah, I'm supposed to take gabapentin for that whenever I go to sleep because apparently it can fuck with my sleep, and I don't take them. I just get rid of them.
Do you get
And
rid
most
of
of
them?
them,
Do you get rid of them at a profit?
yes.
Okay, just making sure because I've had buds where like no, I just chuck them in the drain. I'm like, why?
Yeah, no, I know better than that. Like, it's like, well, if I can get rid of them for money, why am I going to try and throw them away?
Exactly.
But also, kind of like, for a time, it went against my, I guess, beliefs or whatever have you, ideals, because I before all this, before all the meds, which was again about 2 years ago, I was like, I could not take medications or drugs of any kind. I had like a huge, like, I was just like against it a lot, very, very much so, strongly against taking that kind of stuff. And so, getting like selling them off, I just felt like, oh man, I'm just making things worse for people around me. And then eventually I said, fuck it. I get money.
I can't fault you for that.
Yeah. I was a much more, I guess, selfless back then. I was much more selfless, I guess. I cared about I cared about other people too much, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Well, and lighter topics. So, what got you into VTubing, or well, watching VTubers, I should say?
Forgot.
You just started one day and you just haven't looked back.
Oh wait, no, I remember now. It was a gotcha game. It's Ozzer Lane. And they had like an event. There was like some like collab event they were having, and it was Hololive. And I remember looking at Mio. I was like, I really like this design. I'm gonna go check them out because they had like a YouTube thing on the screen too. I was like, oh, I can go check out their streams. And ever since then, it kept getting worse. I went from occasionally watching a stream and not understanding what the fuck was happening to clips, and then EN got announced, and then I watched those streams, and it just kept going, getting worse and worse. Eventually, I just fell into the rabbit hole.
Understandable.
I
So,
also remember
yeah, go ahead.
what I also remember Ame's debut stream, and that was like the only one I stopped watching from the very beginning.
Really?
Yeah, it was cringe to all hell, and I could not finish it.
I can see it.
And who did I like the most out of them? I think it was the first one that I liked the most was, I think, Callie. I know I went from saying Ame was cringe to Callie, but like that debut stream she had was very bad.
So you what? If I remember, you're Oshi's crony, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else you watch?
No, not really. Well, not like consistently. I occasionally just jump around streams.
That's fair.
I think. Well, I do also watch Mio or Okami Mio.
Yep.
Hololive.
Yep.
That's she's always been the number one. Basically the Kamiyoshi.
Yeah,
So
Mio's good folk. I do like watching any clip she's in.
yeah, it's just like good for the soul,
This is true.
basically. What?
Mio being good food for a soul, pukes and all. Yeah,
Well, minus that. Yes. I mean, have you like the laugh is soul healing, you know? And also like I don't know, it's just the way the way she talks is just like it kind of gives off a comfy aura, I suppose.
Well, she is like the mom of the group, as it were.
Yeah, but I don't view her as mom material. I
Understandable.
don't I don't I don't really have a mommy fetish, you know.
Speaking of mommy fetish, so sell me, give me the elevator pitch for Crony. Why do you watch Crony?
What? Wait, what's to do with mother fetish? What?
Well, no, I joke because she'll lean into the ara from time to time, but she'll do it like deadpan and not give a shit, and I find that funny.
Uh, I don't even know how to describe it. Uh, because the whole reason I even got into her was because of Blue Shark and him sharing the old Darubu tweets that were really depressing to look at. I was like, oh man, I gotta fix this woman.
Ah, so it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just have a tendency to be like, I can fix her. And then I start, simping, I guess is the right term. But
I,
no, it's not a mommy fetish. I don't have that.
no. I was just joking because that was the last that was the last jumping off point for a tangent, so I had to joke about it.
God, I don't even watch her streams anymore. I watch her like as Dadovu, but yeah, no, it's just not many streams that I've been watching recently. It's kind of weird.
Well, the interests in like hobbies and pastimes tend to come and go. Like like I'm not a, and
Yeah,
like I never played like the same game all the time. I'll cycle through my usual comfort games and stuff, and they just come and go as far as my interest goes. And same for watching streamers.
yeah, I can understand that because that's certainly been me with Cyberpunk. I played that all of October. I have 300 hours in that in just 1 month, about 1 month. I don't really know the specifics. And
Hmm.
then now it's Destiny, and but in less than like 3 weeks or so, I have about 100 hours in that now.
Nice.
So I get really into games, but that's probably because of the Adderall.
Well, yeah, I can see how that would work out.
Yeah, and it's actually yeah, I have. It's gotten to a point with the Adderall. I was like, I've lost weight because of it too. But
Uh,
I mean, at the same time, I'm playing games for very long times. I can't help it.
well, to be fair, a lot of drugs do have the appetite suppressant buff or debuff, depending how you want to look at it.
It's certainly been a debuff for me recently. I
Okay,
got
as far as people in this corner of the internet, I've come to the conclusion either everyone is like a meth addict or hand planet. There's like no in between.
I, I'm not a meth addict. What are you talking about?
As far as body weight goes, yeah.
Oh, uh, I don't really know where I'd fit in that. I'd actually kind of be in the middle somewhere.
Holy shit! Are you within a reason for your BMI?
Just a little above, but yeah.
Wow, that's a unicorn in these parts.
Is it? How many people do you know that are like? Is that do you actually only know fat asses and tweakers?
Well, as far whenever the conversation of health or like personal weight comes up, like in like Proctor's like server or like in the forum or something, it always seems to be they'll drop like I'm horrendously overweight or I'm horrendously underweight. Rarely you hear the person of like I am fit. Rare is that person.
I wouldn't even say it's fit. I just don't really. Well, nowadays I don't eat like super high amounts, and I also don't like. I don't also work out super often either. When was the last time I actually went to the gym? I don't fucking remember.
Okay. Uber and Sigma are flexing on us. Apparently they're normal. Fuck you guys.
Well, yeah, fuck you, dude. Sigma fucking simps for a lurker, and uh, and then Uber is. Oh, I don't have anything against him, so that just fuck you, I guess.
I know. Piss off Uber. He'll kick your ass in an FPS.
Is he good at FPS games? I wouldn't know.
That's all he fucking plays.
I guess that makes sense. I have seen him comment on my Trepang too, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a pretty obscure game, I'd say, even for an FPS player. So I could see it
I know,
being
no,
true.
Uber. I know that's not all you play and stuff, but anytime I see anytime I see you going live notifications, if I were to be a safe, if I want to make a safe bet, it would be an FPS. That would be the safe bet.
Yeah.
Like for me playing a game on stream is either going to be like Magic Arena or Grim Dawn. Let's be honest.
Wait. Hold on. I'm going to the chat real quick. I haven't been looking at it. Give me a second.
Yeah. Well, okay. If you're going to open up the stream in your browser, make sure it's muted, or else you're going to hear yourself.
Yeah, no, I already did that.
All right, cool. I've had people. Yeah, I don't. I've never. I try to not assume things of people and stuff. So for the sake of due diligence, I just give my warnings as I remember them.
Fair. Sigma, what the fuck? Is your sister single? No. What?
Dude, you know how the internet is the instant a female is mentioned. I mean, look at Proctor's server when it comes to M and M.
Fair. Yeah, you know what? That's entirely true. And the worst part is that they're fucking Fujos. It's just
I'm willing to let the girls have their fun, and it's always kind of funny and stuff to occasionally see someone mentions like, how do we know M is a girl? I'm like, motherfucker, you just know, you just know.
yeah. But I still like to fuck around and call her a man. That's what
She
I've been doing.
she, she fucking hates that. I know Sigma pissed her off the other day by mentioning man hands again. There is her like red button. It's like do not mention man hands or else she'll animate like like a gay porno of you.
I actually have a image that she posted on the cat box thing. She hold up. Let me see if I can share it. Where would I share it with you? Just DMs or throw it in general?
What are you doing?
Posting an image. Actually, I can't even post in general.
Yeah, no, I disabled images because the thing is with images on Discord, people can go back and edit their posts and false flag the server with child porn. So I disabled uh, image posting. But you could, if you were to like upload it to like an online image thing, you could post like the link. Or sure, you can DM it to me and I can post it.
Okay, yeah, I'll just send it to you again then. You sent that, and it's all because I said man hands. I bet.
Oh, I remember that. Yes. I was just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And my eyes kind of just glazed over. I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Someone's having another slap fight, which seems to be getting a little more common these days.
Hold up. Yeah, I don't know. I actually so like against it. There's nothing wrong with having man hands as a female.
Okay, legitimately,
Uh,
there's several no nos when it comes to dealing with the women folk, and weight and being referred to as a man in any capacity are big no nos.
really? I don't think so.
I can count on one hand the number of women who can actually keep up with a man when it comes to like humor. They're rare. So I tend to hedge my bets and just assume you are a lady. I'm going to treat you like a lady until you piss me off.
Then you're getting the man hands. Wait, no, that sounds wrong.
No, no, you inadvertently joke about that, but I have smacked around women before who deserved it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, if they deserve it, sure, it makes sense.
Well, did you ever see that video clip of the bus driver who had this really rowdy lady and she started throwing hands and then he just decked her and it was like, "You're going to act like a man. I'm going to treat you like a man." Pretty much that.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Well, here's the thing. I've never been big on the double standard as far as men versus women goes. So it's like, all right, you want to be treated like a lady, you're gonna act like a lady. You want to act like a man, you're gonna get treated like a man. You're not gonna have it both ways. That's not how I roll.
Uh, well, uh, I just haven't really been in like a situation where I had to be like, oh, you're gonna act like a man, I'm gonna treat you like a man, kind of thing.
I don't know.
Most of the time,
I don't
I
know.
can get away with.
It's just one of those things where it's like, bitch, you're starting shit with me. It's like you're gonna go down. It's like I don't care. I legitimately don't care.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I just don't get into fights in general, like with others.
I
Usually, it's just me poking and prodding, and occasionally getting an annoyed reaction and laughing it off. But
I don't know. I'm not confrontational, so I don't start. Okay, I know it's kind of like an old joke. I don't start shit, but I will end it.
okay, yeah, fair enough.
But
I don't think I even end mine.
I don't know. It's just like I give people so many warnings, and there's only so many permutations of politely saying "fuck off," and there's only so many fuck offs to give before it's like, okay, you're not learning, so I'm gonna speak to you in the only language you fuckers understand.
Uh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Fair enough.
Well, I've ran with a lot of different crews and stuff, and at the end of the day, everyone acts the same. They don't want to admit it, but everybody acts the same, and we all speak the same language, and the same language that we all speak, and that is violence.
Damn, Warhammer got a point. There's only war, only violence.
Well, I'm under no illusion. Like as far as like the human spirit, the human condition, anytime it's like rah 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 humans and stuff, it's just like motherfucker, we're a bunch of shit slinging monkeys. Let's not glorify ourselves anything any more than we should.
Yeah, makes sense. I'll need a pizza roll.
Just start repeating the same thing like an NPC works. Unironically, going through like an NPC script is honestly the only way to deal with people these days.
Honestly, yeah, because That's how it just is for me at the bar. I just like go through the NPC dialogue and like, all right, this is working. You know,
People
oh my
suck.
god, definitely. That was a good ass pizza roll.
I haven't had pizza rolls in forever. One of the problems about getting older is dietary restrictions change and stuff. Like I've had lifelong irritable bowel syndrome, and I swear to God, every decade I encounter a new food intolerance. And my 30s was corn and wheat. So I haven't. I can't eat pizza rolls. I can't eat pizza, but I'm gonna hate myself the next day.
I can't relate. I can eat these big. There was like a month where I only had pizza rolls.
Okay, I wouldn't say I've ever gone that far because certain foods do have to make you feel grody if you just go overboard on them. They have to.
For some, like for some foods, I can eat just without end constantly. Like if you gave me that food for the rest of my life, I'd probably be like, all right, yeah, I can live with this. And then there's some that are like you said, I just like I can have it, but if I go overboard, I don't like it anymore.
Yeah,
That's how it was for me with hot pockets. I liked hot pockets, and then I just had a time where I ate too many, and I'm like, all right, now I don't want to eat these anymore.
understandable.
And on the opposite end, there's goulash. I fucking love goulash.
I don't think I've
It,
ever had goulash.
you're missing out, I'll tell you that. Oh shit, that stuff is so good. It's like my main dish that I make. Like I sometimes make like hamburger gravy rice or fucking mock chow mein. I can make that kind of stuff, but like goulash, I can make that anytime, anywhere. I'm like, this shit's good.
I don't know. My go to meal is a comfort food. The recipe was originally shepherd's pie, but it got lazier and lazier as the years went on. So now it just comes down to ground beef, instant potatoes, and ketchup mixed into a mush.
Although, what's shepherd's pie?
Shepherd's pie, the traditional shepherd's pie is ground lamb, a layer of ground lamb overlain with a layer of mashed potato.
Oh yeah, I'm eating
But
right now.
North America being North America, it was our recipe was less lamb and more ground beef. And ever since I was a kid, I would always, like my mom would just, plop down like the nice perfectly layered shepherd's pie slice, but I'd always mix it up in my bowl and then just eat that.
Hold up, medium pizza roll. Yeah. Okay. Um. When I think about it, so there's like stuff like shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
This is gonna be really weird. It's like a slice that you have to make out of, right?
Well, okay. Think of it like lasagna. It's a layered dish, and then you
Right.
and then you cut out a slice and serve it.
Right. Do you like just are you like the type of person who just like says fuck slicing it up, I just grab whatever. Hopefully I get everything.
Well, yeah, no, exactly. That's the way I am. Like, for example, like my recipe was originally like a proper shepherd's pie, but as I got older and lazier, it's just like, no, I'm just gonna slap everything together, mix up in my bowl, and just have my happy slop.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I I didn't do that with what was it? I think it was tater tot hot dish. I could go for some tater tot hot dish right now, actually. But Yeah, it's kind of like it's a layered thing too, but usually, well, most of the time you can't even get a fucking slice out of it because it'll just disintegrate and fall apart.
I know that's always been the thing. Like the more I think about it, most of my mom's dishes were layered dishes, either like lasagna or shepherd's pie or anything like that. And come to think of it, it was always like greasy and sloppy. So of course it would just fall apart as you're transferring it from like the like the casserole dish to your plate.
I mean, yeah, and I
Use your words. I believe in you.
is lasagna and tater tot hot dish, and then there was another one that I can't remember the name of. Also, do you call tater tot hot dish dog food? Everyone I know calls it dog food.
I have never heard that.
Okay, maybe it's just a me thing.
Could be, could be. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know why they just like every now and again like I don't hear it often. So when someone's like, "I'm making dog food," I'm like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Actually,
And then
no,
I remember,
the more I think about it, I can see it. I've never heard it before, but I can understand the logic.
yeah, like if you see it, you're like, okay, yeah, makes sense. But like every now and again, I hear that, and I'm like, "What the hell are you making for me now? Why would I eat that?" And then I'm like, "Oh shit, right, it's tater tot hot dish." But, like, there's just so many random ass like I guess nicknames
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
for, and I like just like every now and again I have to like remind myself what the fuck that is. Dog food is probably the worst offender though.
Actually, I just had a vague memory of my childhood. You know what? Have you ever heard of the casual slang name for macaroons?
I have not.
Well, since we're on an Odyssey, I can say this. They the slang phrase for macaroons is known as nigger shits because a macaroon looks like a pile of shit.
Why? So where did the nigger come from?
People being assholes. Why do you have to ask that? You know exactly where it comes from.
But like, hold on, is that just like a thing from like Snow Mexico or?
I'm from East Coast Canada, but I swear to God, everyone I've ever talked to, and I've referred to macaroons as nigger shits, they knew exactly what I was talking about, and they're like, "Oh my God, I thought I was the only one that called them that." I'm like, "Really? Okay." So it seems to be more common than I thought.
People are just dropping the word nigger shits.
Yes.
I've never heard that. I've never heard anyone use the N word with the hard R in my life, besides one guy that I talk to frequently. And that's the only time I heard someone drop the word nigger just casually. So I've never heard of nigger shits.
Okay. Well, okay. It's understandable nowadays and stuff. You don't tend to drop those kind of words willy nilly and stuff, but it depends on the circles you run with nowadays. Like, like hanging out with my buds will just curse and slur up. I mean, fuck, you've seen the forum. Okay, well, okay, the forum and the server have the filters because, you're not allowed there, but you've been to the forums.
Yeah. Wait, I'm not allowed? Where?
Okay, so the virtual asylum and Proctor's server has slur filters because it's part of TOS
Oh,
for those services. But whereas the Kiwi farms, you don't have that there because Josh owns that lock, stock, and barrel, minus his ISP issues right now.
yeah.
Okay, apparently Uber's hearing the phrase "nigger shits" for the first time.
The Fair enough. I don't blame him. Like that's just like That just feels like something you only hear once in your life and then never again.
Okay, well, there's I don't know. I don't know. Like the only other thing I can think of, even remotely close to that, there would be Eskimo pies. I mean, swear to
What
God,
the
you
fuck
can't.
is an Eskimo pie?
An Eskimo pie is an ice cream sandwich, a specific kind of ice cream sandwich. I think it's more like rounded and maybe like vanilla instead of chocolate. I think
So kind of like a cookie ice cream sandwich.
this is gonna bug me now. I haven't had an Eskimo pie in years. Eskimo pie. Okay, I was completely wrong. It's effectively an ice cream sandwich on a stick. So it's a popsicle of vanilla ice cream coated in chocolate.
Well, I'm eating pizza roll again.
I'm just gonna throw it on screen. Let's see, images, save image, save, save you motherfucker. Actually, I just opened up the article specifically with the picture, and I shit you not, the article title is Eskimo Pie rename its derogatory brand name. Oh,
Is
fuck.
Eskimo a bad word?
Apparent. Well, you've seen like the Cleveland Indians and like the Braves, if it's called native, if it's native anything, they've gotten rid of it over the last few years.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I don't see the problem with it. I think most.
Well, no, like even all the natives I know and stuff, like they don't give a fuck and stuff, and actually they hate it because it's the erasure of like their existence whatsoever. Like no one talks about any like natives anymore because it's like ooh, suddenly it's
Nobody
bad.
knows, and yeah. Well, I guess I could say it. Like I'm a native, right? So Native American, and
Yeah, I got
I
that
never
native
really
in me
saw an
too.
issue with it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm like, I grew up on one of those reses, so
Okay, you got a higher percentage than me because the only native in my family is like one of my maternal great grandmothers.
yeah. No, I got like fucking. I'm surrounded by natives, and so I mean, racism is just like a common thing there. It's just,
Okay, so I was finally able to throw up the picture on stream. So what I have on screen right now, that's an Eskimo pie.
oh, well, actually, it doesn't look too bad.
They are actually really tasty, but again, like I don't think the brand name exists anymore because let's see, this article is a while ago. Yeah, so it's probably phased out like Land O'Lakes and like Aunt Jemima. I'm sure it's probably gone by now as a brand name.
Shit. Also, Sigma, I couldn't tell you. I'm not one of those natives.
Well, probably not, because those natives make bank by owning the casinos.
Yeah, my friend worked at security at one of those, and it honestly didn't sound too bad. I was like thinking about it, like, huh, I could probably work there. But then I was just like too lazy to bother getting a ride there and everything.
No, that's understandable. Like the last job I was at, one of our helpers was a native and stuff, and he'd usually have the bum rides off of me or one of the other guys.
I don't know what it is with fucking natives and getting rides, having to ask for rides instead of just getting a car and shit. I mean, in
Well,
my case, I'm just too lazy to, get a license and drive, and also I have huge anxiety issues.
yeah. Well, to be fair, stereotypes exist for a reason, and one of the stereotypes for natives is, the lazy Indian.
Yeah, and wait, is it? I've never heard of that one. Lazy Indian.
Well, it's one of them. My usual go-to stereotype for natives from all the workers I've had to work with, all the native workers I've had to deal with over the years, the more apt one would be the drunk Indian.
Yeah, no, that's definitely much more accurate.
Yeah. Well, I remember like one of my old jobs, like one of the older guys, he came in one day, he was like, "Oh, Zenler, oh, I got a bad case of hemis. My hemorrhoids are acting up. Can I take the day off?" I'm like, "Sure, there, buddy. Sure, hemorrhoids." Well, I knew he was drunk. He knew he was drunk and stuff. But like, I'm not gonna let him work like the core saw while he's fucking like half in the bag. Like, no, it's like, okay, go home.
Okay, fair enough there. Uh, yeah, no, that doesn't really happen too often on the actual reses. People will come in drunk and just say, "Fuck it, I'm working."
Well, in that particular instance, I was the guy, I was the supervisor on call, so I would have been liable if he fucked up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes much more sense.
Actually,
And I guess if saw in like something that'll fucking kill you or something, like yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, like I like that particular job. I think I told the story before, but all the old Indian helpers and my old bosses, whitey bosses and stuff. So for like 2 weeks of that summer, all the old native helpers and my bosses were off on vacation. So it was just me and the young native I got along with and stuff. And, we were both about the same age, and we were like, okay, the old farts are gone. Let's get fucking work done. And we got so much work done those 2 weeks. It was fucking amazing.
Drunks, man, they just hold you back. I'm not a drunk native.
Unironically.
Like, yeah, well, I haven't really worked with a drunk before. Like, that's just not happening in the things that I've worked in because, well, like, just like the people that I've worked with are a bunch of hard asses. But
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine that working with a drunk person is just going to be like a whole lot of slacking off or you doing all the work and he's just fucking around.
That's all it ever comes down to, honestly. And there's really no way about it short of firing the guy, and good luck on some of those.
Yeah, I I can imagine that's a difficult thing to do in some cases.
I don't know.
Well,
I try to keep to myself in my little corner and do my work and stuff. But a lot of jobs I found myself end up doing manager shit and stuff, and I really don't have the patience for that.
honestly, same here. I just can't imagine being a manager. I remember like it was a few months ago. I was like, maybe I should get a manager position for a VTuber, and I was like, wait, no, fuck that. That sounds like way too much work.
Well, being a VTuber manager and stuff, you would okay, like Kershaw and Pippa and them and stuff. Like they need a manager to interface with people. That would be you. Would you want to interface with other people?
Like that.
Exactly.
Especially back then. Like if it was me back then, I'm not fucking talking with anyone.
Yes, I know I'm dead. Yes, I know I'm dead. My fucking camera tracking is shitting the bed.
How did you even? Where did you even get yours? Did you just make yours?
Yeah, I made it. I made it myself.
How long did that take?
I don't know, a few days. I did a lot of. I just chipped away. I just chipped away at it over like a week or so, just whenever I was bored and stuff. And I just followed a bunch of YouTube tutorials and shit, and eventually I was able to slap together my Muppet.
Your the scaly. Yeah.
I'm not a scaly. I'm a legally distinct giant radioactive dinosaur. Thank you very much.
What? Okay, so I imagine you're a huge Godzilla fan.
Yes, yes.
If you're okay, what is it about Godzilla that you know? I guess tickles your interest.
It's a giant fuck off monster. What's there not to like? It's like saying you don't like dinosaurs. It's like you just you're fucked in the head if you don't.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess
Were you ever a kid?
I never. I was never interested in dinosaurs. I don't know what it is about me. I just it's like dinosaurs are cool, sure, but I was never too interested in them. Like, if anyone asked me what my favorite dinosaur was, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know any dinosaurs really outside of the, obvious T Rex or Triceratops.
I don't know. No, I'm just picking on you. Everyone's allowed to have their own interests and stuff, and also by that same token, you're allowed to have your own disinterest.
I would say it's disinterest. It's just, I haven't really thought about it too much. And it's not like I, don't like it or anything. I just feel like have other things that I get.
Yeah,
You don't know that. Is that an actual one? Is that an actual thing, Sigma?
I don't even know. I'm kind of curious. I'm pretty sure it is because dinosaurs get named after places often.
I was just joking about this earlier. I don't know why I was thinking about the
No,
name of
no,
stuff.
okay, yeah. Nigerosaurus is a thing.
I was just going off about like, oh, the Niggersaurus. I was like, that's no way there's a thing. And it's like, oh, that was something close to it.
No, no, it's a legit thing. I'm just gonna pull up the. Let's see. Turn off text. Window capture corner.
Tell me it's at least cool.
Let's see. It's a sauropod, so it's a long neck boy.
I mean, it looks cool from the skeleton, at least.
Yeah.
Granted, I wouldn't. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. It's fucking stupid. Okay, so I just lost my train of thought. Fuck.
Use your words. I believe in you.
No, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it. Okay, you know what? Change the topic.
Oh, okay. That's
I need you. I need to understand also why. Uh, how would I go about this? I don't know the words.
just rip off.
Minerals, geodes, or whatever the fuck. Why that?
Why rocks?
Yes. Why rocks?
Because rocks make money.
Okay. You know what? Fair enough.
Okay, to be fair, okay, in all honesty, I've always been a science nerd and stuff. And growing up, I was largely a biology kid, but I also had an appreciation for the earth sciences. However, when I was in school, that wasn't a course that was available to me, and it was only available to me when I got to university. And I took geology as a science elective when I was going into biology. And when I took that intro course, it was kind of like like a hallelujah moment where it's like, oh, this is where I belong, and I can make a shit ton of money doing it. Fuck yeah!
Really? How much do you make
Uh,
on
bef-
average?
I don't know. Salaries depend on where you're at, how long you've been in the industry or something. Like I could just go to like fuck. Let's see. Let's see. Payscale.com. I think that's still a thing. Payscale.com. Doo, 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 doo.
Sorry, I'm reading please roll.
Okay, fuck it. Let's see. Geologist salary. Okay, geologist salary in Canada is going to have to do, and that's what I, have to deal with. Holy shit, it's gone up. Let's see.
How's it?
Yeah, okay, so turn off text, window
Are
cap.
you a rich boy now?
Oh god, no, I've been out of work for a few years at this point. I'm starting to run in fumes. But when I was working, I was making the last job I had before I got laid off, I was making around 90 grand a year.
Jesus Christ. So wait, how much was that a day?
Uh I forget what it would work out to be a day, but when I crunched the numbers, it was like a little over $30 an hour.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
so
I was gonna.
I went on a spiel on an earlier stream of time management. So for me to do certain jobs at work was a waste of money because like I was damn near making $40 an hour. So you know, if I was doing core tech work, that was an inefficient use of my time and the company's resources. Whereas the core tech should have been doing that work because they get paid less than me.
Right.
It's not me just being a dick. That's just like raw hard finances. Like me doing your job is wasting the company money. And
That's good.
and if the company it pisses away enough money, then I lose my job, kind of thing.
Yeah. Getting, I've been looking into a lot more of like the whole thing regarding like getting laid off and shit. Like I was it happened with Bungie and because I was playing Destiny and Bungie makes that. They just laid off a bunch of people. And I was like, what the fuck is getting laid off mean now?
Well, yeah, and I covered a news article the other my last news stream of Hasbro laid off of several thousand people because no one has a pocket change anymore, so they can't buy their toys and games.
Yeah. No one wants to.
Well, that too.
Oh, I really got to be in these pizza rolls. Okay. So yeah, with like Hasbro, I guess I can kind of see it because I mean no one buys like that kind of shit unless they have like a 4-year-old. Like toys
Exactly.
and like and then again and like there's just not many people also that like get their kids mini toys either. I
And
feel like
yeah, and to pick on Hasbro specifically, Hasbro is pissing money in all sectors except for Wizards of the Coast, aka Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, and even those are pissing money right now. So it's kind of funny.
yeah. I, God, I remember something with D&D now that I think about it. It was a few months back. They were doing some dumb shit there too.
Oh, D&D has been dumb for years right now. Wizards of the Coast has been woke for like over a decade at this point.
Kind of a shame. I've always wanted to get to that kind of stuff, but
You can't. Yeah, you can still get into Dungeons and Dragons and Magic and stuff, whatever. But you kind of have to like play with your buds and play by your rules. Like for example, like the latest edition of Dungeons and Dragons has pages upon pages of like now we have to be inclusive and we have to be sensitive to other people's feelings, and it's like fuck that shit.
Mhm. Wait, why have that? What? That makes no sense.
Well, it does because they are a woke ass Seattle company.
But, okay, you know what? Never mind. It's just I'm not even gonna think about it. It's just okay. They're fucking stupid. Whatever. It
Yes.
makes sense.
Yeah, they're stupid.
I just don't understand, like, what, why, like, why try and talk about inclusivity on a fucking book about D&D?
Because they are believers of the new religion, man.
You know, religion. What? There's a, there's a new religion.
Woke shit.
That's a religion now. I
Okay,
guess it can. I guess it's kind of close, but
okay. Uh, the TLDR, humanity is a spiritual based species. Just look at the Warhammer 40k. But in reality, people need to believe in something bigger than them, and that's just how we are wired. Now, with the major push of secularism over the last few decades, people need to fill in that void. And what happens is that you have shysters come in and will be like, okay, you want to believe in something, believe in the church of like climate change or the church of SJWism and shit like that.
oh, God, that's just
It's stupid. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking stupid and it's all a scam and stuff. But I understand the mechanics of it.
yeah. But ah,
It's
the world is just
it's clown world, dude.
pissing.
It's clown world. What can you do?
Oh my God, this is why I'm a shut-in, man. I don't want to deal with this shit.
Well, I know, but unfortunately, you may not care about politics or insert thing here, but that's the thing it cares about you. Like in this particular case, for example, the Wizards of the Coast, D&D and Magic and shit. It's like they come for your games. Well, if you don't keep hard enough, they're going to get infiltrate and take it over, and that's just what actually ended up happening.
What has the world come to?
The world has always been a degree of fucked up. Nowadays, it's kind of silly fucked up in the Chris Chan merger sense of fucked up.
God, I don't even know much about Chris Train there,
Eh,
but you know what? I get it where you're coming from.
as, lo-
It's
as
just
long as the sentiment was conveyed, I'm glad.
yes. I was not on Kiwi Farms for very long before it fell apart.
Well, it's not even just a Kiwi Farms thing. Chris Chan is the internet, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, as far as internet history and internet culture goes, Christian is a good metric of the health of the internet, if that makes sense.
Explain.
Okay, so back in the day when Christian started vomiting his himself onto the internet and stuff, it was a more innocent and cute time. It's like, oh, he liked his Legos, he liked his Sonic, he liked his Pikachu and shit and stuff. But then his autism took a turn and people's interest in him took a turn. As far as we can fuck around with this guy. And then that's how that went out. And then you just fast forward to like nowadays where he trooned out and raped his mother, and it's just like, okay, that's the internet now. That's what it has become. And Christian
Okay.
is a good metric of that.
Okay. Yeah. I understand. I get it now, and I regret asking, but you know what? I understand.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those like deep lore things I just don't even think about. But then you explain it to someone, and it's like, oh, I can see how this could be bad.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Uber, hey, Chris says he never did his mom. I don't know how true that is, but it's something. I don't trust anything that comes out of Chris's mouth because Chris is literally the unreliable narrator, and plus he's a little loopy when it comes to his grasp on reality.
Yeah, no, that I would do the same. I am doing the same.
I don't
Just
know.
like
Okay,
well, it's fucked. That's it. No, it's fucked.
okay. Why don't we try to pivot to like more white pill territory shit? I actually have to think about that now.
No, no, we're too fucked now. It is.
No, we can pull up from Christian. Okay, so I don't think it's digging up, but it's digging in some direction. So, do you watch Kershey?
Not really. No.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm just kind of curious. So, okay, no. What do you look for in a VTuber to watch? Like, what is your streamer? What kind of streamers do you watch? Like, what are you into as far as like streaming content?
Let's see.
Well, they have to play the game that I like. For one, it's kind of like a basic one, but
That's fair.
the thing is, it's just like, how should I put this? They're usually either obscure games or like games with a, I guess, high skill ceiling. So whenever I see them play, it just it kind of irks me, and I like it's really hard to get into a streamer that's just playing a game that I like badly. And
Okay, so Sigma has to play game. Okay, crosses off Kershey.
yeah, pretty much. And also the games that I like are just I don't want to admit that I like them because I don't know, it just feels wrong to say that I like these games.
Why?
And I guess, well, I mean, I'm not gonna tell people, oh yeah, I like Destiny, because then they're gonna be like, oh,
Uh,
okay, in your case, like if I told you, you'd be like, all right, cool. But then there's gonna be the people out there that's like, ugh, why? And it's just like, bitch.
I don't know. You could tell me you play Barbie Horse Adventure, and I'd be like, dude, it's the year of our Lord 2023. You do you.
Exactly, but no. Instead, I get fucking trash talked for saying things like, "I like Destiny." I prefer Dark Souls 3 over Dark Souls 1.
Well, the beauty of all the beauty of all the examples you were giving me is I have no skin in any of these games, so it's like, hey, wherever floats
Right?
your boat.
Or what genre do you play? Do you play RTS? I feel like
I
you're
used to play RTSs when I was a kid and teenager and stuff, but the older I got, the more I realized I like turn-based games. And the only like real-time games I play nowadays is ARPGs, specifically Diablo clones. Are about the only thing I really play as far as like active games nowadays.
okay. Well, I don't really have many games there that I can mention besides Diablo or. Hmm.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm playing Minecraft now because I got the itch again, and that's honestly about it.
oh, wait, why didn't you play with us when we had a server?
Here's the thing. I pathologically despise multiplayer games, especially multiplayer games where you can easily grief each other, and I'd get really tilted if anyone were to fuck up with my base. So I just like, no, I'm gonna play my single player game by myself. Thank you very much.
okay, well, fair enough there, but also like there were things in place to prevent people from fucking with your shit.
I no,
And
no, I was aware. I was aware, but it's just like, as far as games go, I don't play well with people, if I'm being completely honest.
well, I mean, I guess if you were playing with Takodachi, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I've always been the single I when I was a kid I played consoles. When I was a teenager I got my computer and stuff. It's just like I've always played by myself single player games. The only time I play with other people would be like my immediate friends I know, and we'd be playing something like like WoW or like a land based RTS kind of thing.
Fair enough. I don't think, or I've never had like such a close friend group, I guess, to do things like LAN games or LAN party games or whatever. I only ever
Well,
had
well,
one.
I say land party, but really we were in university and we all lived in the same apartment, so it was kind of just like we were there, we lived
Uh,
together, all our computers were networked together, so it was kind of just like it's not like lug my tower to some guy's place land party. I only did that like once, and that was one time too many. Cause fuck, moving a giant ass tower and your like stuff to someone's place, it was just like, okay, I can say I've done it. Never again.
I forget I'm talking to a boomer. Like, oh yeah, I was a kid, I did this, and then like you were in your like fucking 20s or at least late 18 or the late 10s.
Well, yeah, like I get reminded of this sometimes. Like for example, talking with Empraise and stuff, I was just like, oh, you are starting university. Okay, I haven't been in university in 20 years.
Christ. Dude, I don't. It's like as soon as you brought up like I was in university, it's like, oh, I'm talking about like when I was in fucking middle school, dude.
No, that's the thing. Whenever the conversation comes up in like the Proctor server or like a thread or something, where it's like someone says to the effect of, "I remember playing this in middle school." It's like I was playing that in university. Oh fuck.
And you said you're pushing 40?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. What? That's just like on one hand that doesn't sound too bad, but on the other, like when I imagine it and I place myself next to it, it's just like, what the fuck?
Well, again, I'm not going to name names because, again, this stuff is said in confidence, but there is actually quite a few people on the forum that are older than me and stuff. And it's just like, we are an electric bunch of fucks, aren't we?
Wait, is Proctor older than you?
No, no, I think Proctor's like 31.
Oh god.
Yeah, I distinctly remember this because he did say his age the last stream.
Wait, he's 31 and he sounds like a fucking femboy still? What the fuck?
I make closet jokes around that guy for a reason. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Proctor's early 30s and unmarried.
Dude, I swear to God, the first stream he did, I swear to God, I was like, is this Jim Sterling? And he fucking hates that.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm gonna fuck around and find out eventually. I'm gonna start using that.
Well, it's an open secret at this point. Me and a bunch of other guys are only sticking around because the content shall flow with that one. The day he renamed himself the Low Tax for a little while there, it was a little on the nose, and the more time passes, it's really on the fucking nose.
I didn't even know who low tax was that entire time. Everyone was like, "Oh, the low tax." Oh,
But you,
look that shit
but
up.
you get the joke now, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and I I'm always I'm an optimist in this regard. Like I want to believe that
You're not the
as
only. Trust me, you're not the only one. There are quite a few other people who want to, shall we say, make this work.
yeah, and I mean most of the time I can, I can like I can handle people with like weird, uh, some weird quirks, that are like not good, but you know,
You you can say tired rage. Let's be honest.
yeah. But at the same time, I have a limit, and hold up, yeah, what Uber says here. Proctor is older than us, yet is far less mature. Okay, you know what? That actually is like something that I have dealt with.
Well, no, I've said my piece on the Proctor issue, and I've said it to his face. So I guess I'm going to clear this point. But Proctor's issue is that he's a country bumpkin who's trying to play himself up as an intellectual, and it's like he has the strange paradox of a superiority and inferiority complex at the same time. It is utterly fascinating.
Oh man, I thought I have that issue, but it's not as bad as that. Like, feel like yeah, I often feel inferior, but then I play myself up to be superior. Basically, inflated ego,
I
and
can relate.
yeah, and that just like that doesn't pan out well usually. But it's not as bad as Proctor.
I don't know. Here's my thing. I am a fucking retard. I know I'm a retard, and I'm okay with that.
I'd like to believe I'm not a retard, but then again, a lot of people have called me a retard, and I guess a lot of people have also called me autistic. I don't know if I actually am.
Well, it's one of those things. It's like I know I'm not king shit at anything, but I'm happy being me, and that's okay.
God, I wish that was me.
Well, and also I'm sure Proctor wishes that was the case too, because by golly, does he have an opinion of himself?
I was trying to like make clips, but at the same time, you can only listen to him for so long before eventually you go like, please.
I don't know. Even whenever I pop in onto a stream and stuff, I want to be the bigger man and not just go immediately of calling him a faggot or something. Whatever. It's like no, I can behave. I can be nice. And this, for example, like the Cold Fusion stream review stream, like I did have legitimate opinions on that particular video, and I wanted to contribute to a healthy conversation, and I did, or at least I think I did.
Yeah, I don't think I've. What's the video about?
Okay, so the Cold Fusion video was about loneliness, like the causes and potential solutions for loneliness, especially particularly in the modern day that we live in now, like aka clown world. My issue with that their video and synopsis was mostly the guy. The guy who runs the Cold Fusion channel is a I shit you not, he's an African immigrant who lives in Australia, who uses fancy British accent to sound smarter than he is, and him and his buddies are a bunch of literal communists.
Huh.
Yeah, so that was my issue with the guy and stuff. So like, it's one of those things where it's like I can understand the academic portion of this video and stuff, but as much as I hate to be that guy, I have to attack the guy who's saying it because he's saying it with an agenda and a purpose, and I know what that purpose is.
Yeah. So, hmm. Wait, what were the um I guess points made up in it?
Okay, the main points of contention, honestly, was his solution, which was how do I say this? Uh, touch grass, but touch grass in the socialist sense of you need to be part of the bigger community, like air quotes, like your community.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but what he really means is that we need big daddy government to solve all of our problems. I mean, for fuck's sakes, he brought up a universal basic income in that video. So it's just like, yeah, I know where this is going to go.
Yeah. I mean, I get the point with like touch grass. Like, honestly, I did that like 3 times and I felt, better. I felt less, well, lonely, I guess. But
Yeah.
then going on to say like you should be a part of like, the bigger community, like I don't really agree with that.
Well,
That's not
well,
very.
here's a linchpin of that. Everybody is their own individual, so any solution that sweeps with a broad stroke is immediately on my shit list, because always, without fail, it always leads to the same goddamn thing. The answer is communism.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really get communism and all that.
Well,
Honestly, I don't even like. I don't even like research it. I remember there was a kid in my high school who always talked about like Marxism and communist shit, and I was just always blanking it out.
well, there's always one, and yeah, you kind of just have to tune them out because like I'll we were everybody's a dumbass kid at some point, but a certain there comes a day where it's like, okay, you're not a dumbass kid. Stop eating up this slop.
The thing is, he was like the smartest kid. I shit you not, he was probably like the one kid that always had straight A's.
Well, no, okay, well, it kind of makes sense,
And
but like communism makes sense on paper. So like a nerdy academic will be like, oh yes, this makes perfectly logical sense until it hits the real world.
yeah, because the logic doesn't really apply to the real world.
Oh fuck no. Oh fuck no.
But that's a topic that I don't have too much of information on,
Or
but
an
for some reason to have a strong opinion on.
I don't know. I really don't care. It's just like a personal interest. Like at the end of the day, my favorite hobby at the end of the day is tribalism, and politics and governments and shit like that. There are just different flavors of tribalism, and they're interesting.
Yeah. God, I don't even want to. Okay, let's not talk about politics either. Oh no.
I don't know. I don't know. We can shoot the shit about I don't know, games and movies and just general entertainment, fun stuff for the next little while.
The Ted Kaczynski.
Uncle Ted did nothing wrong other than send bombs.
Oh wait.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hold up.
Wait,
Wait, hold up. What is the Unabomber about now? I don't get it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
did not look into that too
Okay.
much.
Okay. Ted Kirkins. I can never say his name. Uncle Ted is the Unabomber. He was a unfortunate participant in the MK Ultra program, which was the government's program of mind controlling people with drugs and with psychology and shit. And unfortunately, his treatment in the MK Ultra program really fucked him up. And so when he got out and stuff, like he was like a professor of like math at like a high end university and stuff. But when he lost his marbles, he went off the deep end, and that's so he went live off in the woods, started hating people in the government and stuff. And the way he expressed himself was the pipe bombs in the mail. Yeah, it is as fucked up as it sounds.
Another
He's
thing, I've only heard about this like when I was young, but about MK Ultra, that's like an actual thing too. I
yeah.
never heard anything about it recently.
Okay, yeah, MK Ultra was a thing. Like I said, it was a government program specifically ran by the CIA to literally develop mind control techniques. Now, there was a lot of different sub programs in this here, and the main thing that gets the press and mostly what they focused on was legitimately like LSD, like psychedelic drugs, of like, okay, we dope up these people and see how goofy we can make them, and see if we can't like control them, like what they're thinking and stuff. You know, like get someone high in LSD and it's like, hey, buddy, why don't you go kill that guy that's pissing us off, kind of thing. Like the deep agent kind of shit.
Damn,
Yeah, this was a legitimate thing.
that's
Unfortunately, it ended up with a lot of people like the Unabomber. Unabomber was just one of them. There was a lot of other like effectively terrorists uh, that resulted from the MK Ultra program. I mean, just look at the way CIA runs shit and stuff. You know, like they'll support the Taliban and then act all surprised when they crash a plane into a building.
right. Wasn't there a thing about them trying to cover up something on that day?
Okay, the 9/11 thing, the way it works out and stuff. Uh, Hypothetically, my opinion is that 9/11 was planned. However, the terrorists went off script.
How so?
Well, they were planning. They were kind. Okay, they were prodded to commit terrorist attack, which would end up justifying the government to crack down on shit, which is what happened and stuff. Now, it's the degree of which it was planned. Now, did they plan to knock down the twin towers? No. Did they plan to knock down another one of those buildings? Not specifically the two big ones? Maybe.
Huh.
I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like I could go either way. Honestly, I really could go either way. But it's interesting to think about because they've pulled shit before and they'll pull shit again. It's just a matter of what.
Oh man, this is
You're not on enough meds for this conversation.
no, not really.
I don't know.
Like, oh my god.
Well,
Fucking-
you ask and I'll answer, and it may not be the answer you want.
It's just the answer. I don't think I can like comprehend.
Okay,
Like I said, I'm an optimist, so like I want to believe they're better, but at the same time, there's so much evidence going against that belief. Like,
well, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I want to believe in the good of humanity, but history says otherwise.
but man, this world is fucked.
Well, it is fucked, but you can't let it get you down because if you let it get you down, then quote unquote they win.
They.
Yeah, the metaphorical they. Yeah, Uber's right. Misanthropy isn't healthy. It isn't. You need it to a certain degree to survive. But if you go all black pill, then life will just be miserable, and you won't be able to find the good in it.
Yeah. Well, good thing I'm just too lazy and too retarded to understand the worst of it.
Well, I'm too lazy and too retarded, but I understand just fine. I'm just too lazy and too retarded to give a shit.
I'm an absurdist, so you know,
I love absurdist art.
that's it.
Well, that's all I have to. No, that's all I have to go on this. Like, I do understand absurdism as a philosophy and concept and stuff, but the only aspect of that I tend to jive with is the art, specifically old cartoons. If you understand.
I guess. I mean, I don't really. I haven't really watched cartoons.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, it's outside of SpongeBob,
Yeah.
and also getting forced to watch My Little Pony with my sisters way back when.
Well, you were forced to watch My Little Pony. I was forced to watch Barney. So we all serve our times with little sisters.
That actually brings up another thing that I have an issue with,
Okay.
and I guess this is also related to kind of like the soy jack shit, like
Okay.
the just I don't understand what it is about incest and wanting like people wanting to have a sister or a brother that they will get all lovey-dovey with.
It's basic psychology. The concept of a taboo, that is to say, something that is forbidden. If you forbid something, then you want it. It's like, okay, you can't have this. Well, then I just want it more, and that's literally what the breakdown is.
So you mean to tell me that people want to fuck their brothers or sisters just because it's wrong?
Yes. No, you are having the correct reaction, which is disgust. That is the correct normal reaction to it. However, not everyone is wired properly. We are all wired in our own little ways, and in this one little regard, you are wired correctly. In that, yes, incest is wrong, and that is disgusting.
Like I look at fucking like someone like Rie, and I'm like, why? Why?
More and more people are changing the correct reaction. Uber hit the nail on the head in that what is considered quote unquote normal and acceptable is actively trying to be changed by certain groups. Yeah, Sigma bans something automatically makes it more appealing. Yeah, that's all it comes down to.
I mean, I guess that makes sense because I do tend to fuck around and find out with things I can't do, I shouldn't do, quote unquote. But like, with it goes to such extremes like incest. I just
Well, you can make the easy example of porn. Back in the day, porn was kind of just like vanilla. Vanilla was kind of like the standard, but then slowly things started getting a little more hardcore, literally and figuratively, and it just keeps up. To get this, it's like drugs. To get the same high, you have to ratchet up because you build a tolerance and run that on a long enough time span, and then shit will break down. Because honestly, how are you going to top the last high? Well, you have to go higher. Well, what if you can't? Well, shit's going to get real. Well,
Okay,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying here, but oh,
But it's
oh my
literally
god,
this. The incest shit is literally the same thing. That's all it comes down to. It's just like people want the latest greatest high, and all the fucking degenerates who want that shit. Well, it's like they found their like minded individuals, and unfortunately, they're talking to each other.
God, the internet is really is just a curse, isn't it?
It's not a curse. I consider it a double edged sword. At the end of the day,
Oh
it's
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's a tool. You know, the internet's no different than a hammer or a gun. It's how you use it.
oh, too bad that too many people have access to it now.
Well,
All the wrong people.
the old fag joke is the eternal September, because back in the day the internet was limited to the universities back in the day and stuff for connection speeds and whatnot. So like the joke was, once September roll around and all the new kids come along, they'd be shitting up the message boards and stuff because they wouldn't know the online etiquette at the time and stuff. So it's like, oh, here come the kids again. And but now you see, like in your case, you've experienced this with like the forum and the server for like just like the drive by for the kids.
Uh, and you know what? Another thing about like the server and the forum, like it's just a huge, I guess, what's it? The the difference between the two.
Yes. Well, to be fair, Discord servers are like the modern equivalent of like internet relay chat. They're the modern version of chat rooms. It's not like a forum. So there is that inherent difference.
Hold on, let me go to the server.
I haven't been there. I haven't been there since we started streaming. What the what the fuck are they going on about now?
Let's see. It's about the VT Rainbow and Marina. There's Sigma doing whatever the fuck he's doing. Grooming M, I guess.
I'm saying a lot.
There's fucking like there's groomers on the server.
I know. I know.
It's just like you go back to the forum, it's like, oh, this is much more it's much more, I guess, clean and proper here. And
Oh my god, Short's back in the server. Holy shit, I haven't seen him in a while.
oh yeah, I remember seeing you join. I remember seeing him join. It's like, oh, that's crazy.
I know, because I remember Short got the show wed because of Proctor's Tard Rage.
That was an interesting time, actually.
Well, here's the thing. Like the first time I went on Proctor's stream, I was like, "I'm here to laugh at you because I know how this is going to end up," and I was not. I was not disappointed. And trust me, this is just the beginning.
Oh boy.
I'm here for.
So you mean it?
I'm here for a laugh.
Oh, okay. You know what? Maybe I should just take your uh follow your footsteps.
You do what you want to do. It's like whatever entertains you and whatever you want to get out of this air quotes community. I say go for it.
No, I'm gonna make my own forum now. Make my own forum, and it's gonna be definitely not about crony and definitely not grooming.
So for certain, then.
No, I actually don't. I don't actually want to fucking try and make a community. Ugh. That's what I'm most worried about when I'm doing YouTube. Is like, oh, now I'm gonna have to like, you know, moderate these fuckers, make sure they're not doing shit like posting porn or porn or wherever.
Well, that's why I set up my Discord server the way it is, because I don't want to moderate. I'm just here to hang out and have a good time.
Yeah, and I also don't want to
make Jannies. You know, last thing I need is someone like Sigma starting to pull an idol corp, start grooming one of you know one of the people below him.
The slander is flying right now, and Sigma shall not stand for it. But by golly, he will sit for it.
Yeah, exactly. He can't do anything, and he knows that I'm right.
I'm gonna stay out of this.
I will sue you for every shekel.
I know.
Well, I don't got many shekels, friend. The way I live right now, I can't actually have a job. Because if I do, things are just gonna be worse off.
I don't know. Just enjoy yourself, and live your life the best you can.
Oh, I will. I will do it slandering people like Sigma, who just don't want to admit that he's grooming a lurker. One with male hands, no less.
Be careful. Be careful. M is gonna M made gay porn of Proctor and Thrang, so she's not above making an animated porn of you and Sigma. So I'm looking forward to that.
God, I don't want to think about that fucking animation. I remember seeing it. I was like, I really ought to leave.
I'm
And then
just
I just
I'm
jokingly did.
I don't pay attention to M's handle and stuff, so I'm thankful for everyone who reposts her art and movies in the channel, so I can see them.
Honestly, I just catch it. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I should look it up. And then I regret it every single goddamn time.
Uh, okay, well,
Oh, fuck! She is here!
yeah, I'm seeing that now. Uh,
Oh, that is my thing. Okay, well, noted.
okay,
Look, it's not my fault that she has man hands.
I'm going to stop you right there and end the stream because Kirsty's on in 5 minutes and I don't want to get carpet bombed with gay porn from M. I have a non-aggression treaty with M right now and I'm going to maintain that to the best of my ability. Thank you for coming. Everyone, thanks for coming. Harrow, any last words?
Well, maybe. Yeah, fuck off, Shorzy. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, peace.